Hi, everybody. Oh boy. Okay. So we didn't have trial at all yesterday. So we're back today. Okay. So we're back for Jen McCabe's direct. Um, Hopefully the finish of our direct, but I don't know because it might go on for a year. I say a year, but I'm joking. Okay. So first things first, I have to talk about a couple of things. Before I can even get into the testimony here. Okay, so as I've discussed before, I noticed everything. I noticed how someone's dressed. I noticed their, you know, how they act, like questions, the words they say, that kind of stuff, even before they open their mouth. Okay, so this has been going on for two days, give or take, because it was the beginning, and then she was held over, and then she was held over again. So 3 days, 2 days, whatever. Okay, first day she wore something. I don't know. I guess more open, but my point is her cross around her neck was very visible. Okay. Then day two, somebody, I believe, down to my soul, somebody told her, oh, you can't wear the cross like that. So day number two, she wore a sweatshirt, a baby blue sweatshirt. The makeup was very light, the tan was evident, all this stuff, right? And also, this goes into today. Um, I noticed it before, but Alan Jackson pointed it out today. Okay, so another part of the, because I think she's been coached from last trial to this trial. My evidence of that is the wardrobe, number one. But also, she says, I'm sorry a lot. A lot. I'm sorry. Oh, well. And then she says, thank you to everything. He gives her something. Thank you. And it's this very soft, demure speech. Okay. So, and today, for the rest of it, the testimony so far, because now they're on a lunch break. And yeah, they take the lunch break later. So I was a little behind, but now I'm caught up. Okay. Number one, they got into the text messages of when they said, okay, because, and this fits my theory, and it's been a theory because I can't absolutely prove it until the end, right? But there are some factors that agree with my theory, which are that Jim McCabe, well, a lot of people call the McCabe's and the McAlberts, because it's like they're a group and they're all out for each other's best interest, and it's like forget everybody else. And also, I talked about this before. The forget everybody else includes John O'Keefe, the police officer, and Ken Reed. Um, okay. And then also, it was slightly evident in the last day when Jim McCabe said with attitude, "Oh, we have never talked again." And I'm like, whoa, okay. Okay, so they get into the text messages, and one of the main messages that was brought up in the first trial also was that, well, it changes. I think it was Matt McCabe or Brian Albert said to everybody else in the group, that includes Nicole and Jim McCabe and some other people. There's a list, okay, like of four people, and they're telling them what to do, what to say, whatever. So somebody says, tell them they're referring to John O'Keefe, but they refer to him as the guy. Tell them the guy never went into the house. Okay, first of all, definitely directing somebody, but also distancing language to the nth most degree. I mean, really? The guy, just like she said in the 911 tape, uh, there's a man in the snow, an unresponsive man. She doesn't say, and then she tries to couch it with, but I was trying to get him help as soon as possible. And someone else pointed this out, so it wasn't me. But when they pointed out, I was like, yeah, okay, what she could have said is, there's an officer, John O'Keefe, down, officer down. Those two words. You want some movement from the police department or fire? Because police and fire are usually like this. They're like brother sister, right? Okay. So if you want movement, you say officer down and you'll have everybody come in there. And she says she wanted to get help as soon as possible. Well, honey, that thing and the way you acted and everything doesn't track. So she kept saying like she kept trying to say like she didn't know what she said specifically, yada yada yada, so that she could read the text messages or whatever the information was and get her story to fit. I've said this a couple times, but it keeps popping up. And so what happened right before lunch or before they broke for lunch was okay. So um, the judge tries to tell him, you know, are you going to be done soon or past lunch break? Whatever. Okay, so he says, we got two more questions. I'm like, okay, what are these questions? So he hammers on, uh, well, you said in prior testimony that you wanted to get him help as soon as possible and that you could have said who he was, his name, and that would have gotten the responders to be there right away. And she says, well, at that moment, I just wasn't thinking about it. I just screamed at the TV or screamed at, you know, BS. Ugh. And then here's the coup de grace for today so far that I've seen. Now we have to have, there's going to be the Commonwealth come back for the, but he says, okay, so you, let me set the scene. You have a scene where a guy is dead or dying, because literally that's what it was. Okay, and you don't think about the people in the house. You're not worried about that because they're your in laws too, you know. And she says, well, no, right at that moment I wasn't. And he says, no, I don't think it's true. And he's yelling at this point. I don't think it's true. I think that you acted like that because you knew that nobody was in danger. Oh my God. But here's the bad part. Maybe, okay? Maybe because you have to understand that part of court is you would think it was get the facts out, right? Yeah, it is, but there's also another part that a lot of people don't talk about. Court is like theater, okay? And or like a chess game also. Okay? So you're trying to put on a show. That's the theater part. But the strategic part is if the other guy from the Commonwealth lets Alan Jackson go off, then he can use everything he said and twist it and form whatever he wants to make Jen McCabe or whoever's on the stand, but at this point it's Jen McCabe, to make her look good. Like she's just an average person. She was just doing the best she could. And it was a chaotic, stressful situation, yada, 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 and go down that tree. Yep, yep. So, very interesting. I'm definitely going to have a part two at some point because when they come back, it's going to be fire. It's already been fire, in my opinion, but definitely more. So, and don't worry, I'll give you the soap recaps also. All right, bye guys.